Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business here today on Hump Day. It's been a long Hump Day. I've had a couple of little projects where I've had to do some repair work and things like that, and I've been taking care of those things, so working kind of late. And it's the off season, you know. I wasn't ready. I was not ready for this to be the off season for us. I had these feelings, these great feelings, and I thought that this was going to be it. You know, the season was great. I mean, the first half was hard to take, but to see the team get up off the mat, claw their way back in there, and start getting some momentum, to see them beat, the Eagles twice, to see them beat New Orleans and Atlanta, the Giants in the way we did, to see Dak Prescott throw for multiple touchdowns and 300 yards when nobody gave him a chance, and to see him all of a sudden right the ship, to see the team redeem itself, winning a playoff game. It was great. And for me, the amount of growth that the channel had and upgrading equipment and putting out, better looks to get this space set up. And finally, last week, to get the live stream software going and being able to do even better quality stuff. I've got a lot of bugs to learn and stuff, but I wish I had gotten that sooner, figured it out sooner. But it was kind of like the culmination of everything coming together that I've been working for years, and thinking that it was going to continue. Don't get me wrong. I'm ecstatic that we got 2 extra weeks, 2 extra games, that we were competing. We had opportunities. We just fell a little short. And in the end, it's only one team can win the Super Bowl. It's only one team really goes home happy. But I look at my team and I say, none of those starters are even 30 years of age. One of the youngest teams in the NFL. Do we have problems? Of course we do. Do we have holes? Yeah. But they're finding ways to win. And when you look at this team, understand, right now, this has been the best period for the Dallas Cowboys since we had Super Bowl teams. I know it doesn't feel that way right now, but 2 out of the last 3 years, we've won our division. We're 500 in playoff games. We're 1-1 over that last 3 years. We've won, 33 games with the playoffs? It's not bad. And you can even go back 5 years and look and say, okay, 3 of those 5 years, we have won our division and been in the playoffs. I'm not satisfied with it, but it ain't bad. I have been blessed. I'm not a rich man, not anywhere close to a rich man. I bust my ass for a living. I do YouTube here. All day long I'm thinking about what I'm doing videos on and keeping up with the Cowboys. I'm working my job where I'll do anything from framing and drywall and sewer repair and plumbing and all that. And in fact, that's part of the reason why I haven't had too many videos today, because I've been running around trying to take care of took care of a drywall ceiling tonight that was part of a flood in the house, and yesterday fixing a sewer line. Of course, I clip video, just don't have time to edit it, to put on my woodboard channel. But I'm rich with experiences and rich with friendships. I've been able to do some really cool things, and I get a lot of grief from people because they're like, oh, you have stuff from other teams. Back in 2013, I took off 6 weeks of work to literally drive to every NFL market. The only one that we didn't go to was San Diego. And I got to meet a lot of great NFL players. I had basically my wife, who works for United Way, a photographer, and all their equipment. They're working on editing and uploading and everything else. I'm just literally just driving over 14,500 miles. And some of these times we were in, Cincinnati in the morning and Greenbrier, West Virginia in the afternoon. We were in Cincinnati, or excuse me, in Detroit in the evening and Cincinnati at 6 o'clock in the morning. It was crazy, but it was a great experience. And next Friday, I'll be heading to Atlanta. We'll be driving down. Got to take a lot of equipment and everything else. And being down there for 10 days for the Super Bowl. United Way is doing character playbook experience at NFL Experience. So we're part of the setting up and the photography and the videos and all that stuff. So I'll be there working and doing a lot of stuff, driving people around and doing whatever's necessary stuff. And it's a great experience. It's a lot of work. It's not easy, and I got to take off time from work as well. But it's great, and I always enjoy sharing it. But I kept thinking, how cool would this be with the culmination of me getting better at doing this, at having my equipment and stuff, and being there in Atlanta for 10 days. And brethren, stay the hell away from me, dude. Dude, you got mental issues, okay? I will have a restraining order against you. I know you live in Atlanta, but dude, I ain't playing. I ain't playing. I got a concealed carry permit. I ain't playing. But how cool would it have been to have been down there for 10 days, showing you guys the sights and sounds of a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys? God. I had been dreaming that and thinking that and was ready for it. So now that that dream is gone for this year, it's back to reality. Which means now it's the silly season of sports reporting on the Cowboys. You're going to see all kinds of stuff that's going to be, going all over the place. And I remember, God, one of the reasons why a lot of people hate me. I know it's hard to believe that I live here in Virginia and I do this from my basement, that I actually know a few people and sometimes get a little information. I know that's hard to believe. But time to time, people will say, Mark, I got a tip for you. This is going on, that's going on. And I'd gotten a tip that the Cowboys were talking with Seattle about Earl Thomas. They were trying to make a move. This was before the draft. And way before the draft. And that they were thinking about they were trying to throw Orlando Skandrick in the deal. Because it's like, we're going to cut him anyway. Let's see if we can get rid of him and throw him over there and save us some cap money. And so I went out and I talked about this, and it ended up being like a wildfire, because all these places were reporting the Cowboys in negotiations with Earl Thomas, and they were quoting basically me, and I'm kind of like, oh shit. And then Mike Fisher bitch slapped me, threw me under the bus, and said, there's nothing to this. The Cowboys aren't interested in Earl Thomas. But how long do we flirt with Earl Thomas? Do you really believe there was nothing to that? Maybe it wasn't quite exactly right, but we're still to this day, a year later, talking about Earl Thomas. But it was crazy because I had people literally that I had worked on that had been on this channel that were the first ones to throw me under the bus. It made me realize, wow. So here we are at that time of year again. And it's time for silly season. And so today I came across this from Cowboys Wire, 6 off-season moves that would shock Cowboys fans in a coma. They should put a disclaimer on here that this is for fictional purposes only. Because first one would be that the Cowboys draft a quarterback in the first 2 rounds. Well, considering we don't have a first-round draft pick and we only have a second-round pick that's so far down the end of the line, it's almost a third round. Really? You're not going to find a quarterback that far. Not very likely. We got lucky finding Dak where we did in the 4th round. But in this year's draft, I'm not sure that there's enough quarterbacks in the first round that are worth taking a chance on, much less late in the second. So that one's definitely would be a shocker. Another one they put out there was that Dez Bryant would be re-signed by the Cowboys, but considering he's signed by another team, the Saints, He'd have to get cut by them for the Cowboys to re-sign him, and he's rehabbing a torn Achilles tendon. Yeah, that would be a big shocker. So I guess you could say, yeah, they're point blank on that one. That the Cowboys wouldn't re-sign Tank Lawrence. That would definitely be a shocker, but it ain't gonna happen either. The Cowboys will re-sign Tank Lawrence, and they'll end up making it a team-friendly deal where it's gonna be prorated, where the money will be backloaded. All you people are worried about, we can't sign anybody, are the same people that are saying that we can't sign DeMarcus Lawrence last year. We got Zach Martin. We don't have any money. But somehow, some way, we signed him to a franchise tag. We ended up signing Zach Martin, have him locked up for the next 5 years to a long-term deal, and still came out with $19 million left over. So don't worry about this. We worry about things that we have no control over that really just don't need to be worried about. Don't worry. Dak gonna get paid. Zeke gonna get paid. Tank Lawrence gonna get paid. And Byron Jones gonna get paid. And we will still have money to make some moves. I guarantee it. Yes, Earl Thomas, which is where we started with the hate on me. Another one of the moves was, let's see, that Zeke Elliott wouldn't get the fifth-year option. So basically, they would say that after this season coming up, they just let him walk. Yeah. So, guys, welcome to NFL Silly Season. Much of it will be speculation and mock drafts and who's going to go where, this, that, and the other. And don't worry, I absolutely positively refuse to do mock drafts because they're pointless. They're never accurate. It doesn't happen. And if you do 50 mock drafts, of course they'll say, well, see, I told you that this team was going to take that guy. Well, you also said they were going to take 50 other people. So how is that legit? So I don't waste my time with mock drafts, much less fantasy football. There's just something wrong with rooting for players from another team. So, guys, we'll be cutting down on the amount of videos that we'll be doing, except for when we have some real stuff that's happening. And, shout out to Cole Beasley being a father. Way to go, man. Hopefully, Hot Sauce will be back next year, but who knows? There's going to be some hard decisions that have to be made. I'm Mark Holmes, and I just wasn't ready. I'll see you guys soon.